We're about midway through the series now, finishing up all the stuff that a backend person needs to know before we head to the front end. But we've done some data scraping, storage, pre-processing, and now we're at the API stage, which is what is used to send and receive data to and from our backend. What we'll use today is called FastAPI, and it's an incredibly easy, straightforward way of setting up an efficient API that you can use for any project with Python. And you can follow the tutorial yourself by FastAPI to get here, but I'll start by explaining the different steps leading up to it. Basically, after importing stuff, it's instantiating an app object and some stuff that will allow calls from places other than your local system, which you can ignore for now. All you have to do is set up a specific route. And routes are different ways the front-end dev or user of the API can request or deliver information. For example, a very basic call to slash here, which is oftentimes the home or base page, would give you a tiny dictionary with just one item. Right, so let's see this in action. If we spin up the server using this uvcon command, which is installed with FastAPI, we can go to the location it's hosted, call slash, and see that we get the same following dictionary, right? And you can get a little more complex with the routes by specifying a certain input that you want from the request. In this case, we ask for a subreddit name. And if one is provided, we give a JSON formatted response of the bag of words dictionary that we pre-processed using the functions from our last video. And that's it, right? That's how you create an API super quickly. All you do is ask for specific information or ask them to call you at a specific route, and you send back the appropriate data that you have and you have pre-processed. There are auto-generated docs too for you or anyone querying the API. But just a quick warning, it might take a while with a large amount of data like what we have. But if you use the call itself, you can see that it's actually pretty quick. There are many ways to request this data from the front end, which we'll get into in our next video, but all the steps for the backend person is officially over. In the future, we want to make more use out of this than just calling from pickle files, but for right now, it's just for showing that it works, right? And it could do a lot more with more inputs or even querying the database directly. Similarly, each of the different backend components that we talked about can now be improved. But for any MVP, especially for this one, we just want to have everything up and working, right? And then we can improve slowly later on once the front-end person can grab all the data he needs or start by, begin working with the communication from the API side. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.